Hey everybody, this is Erico and I'm back again. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are hanging in there, that you're enjoying this new year, and that even if you're having hard times, that you just persevere and know that every single day is a new day and that when the sun comes up again, everything resets and you can start over again. So, speaking of resetting and starting over again and having multiple copies and just being for mass consumption. Shein is a company that is basically like mass fashion for all. And they ship worldwide. It is based out of China. Whew, where do I start? So, there was like this mass exodus of people that had a whole lot to say about Shein and the factory and the culture. And basically, we're gonna just boil it all down. It was like, oh my goodness, they're working children. Children are slaves in these factories, and people are buying these clothes. And you might wonder, like, why are people buying these clothes? Like, what is so special about these clothes? So it's really just that they're cheap. So Shein and Temu are kind of like brother and sister in a way. They're both companies that sell clothing that look appealing at very cheap prices. And I remember being at work and having people pull up these apps where it shows these websites where they just can go and just swipe it and buy all the clothes they want to at a very reasonable price, and people do it. And so there was this whole big war, almost like a bloodbath on social media, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, where it was like the morals police. Look at what's happening in this factory. These influencers are going and they're taking endorsements from Shein, and they're apparently going to China and seeing supposed factory, and people were exposing them and saying that, that wasn't true, and what was real and what wasn't, and what was in between. It was a lot. And I sat back and I watched all of it, and I got a bag of cookies and some milk. Sometimes it was some tea, sometimes it was some water, sometimes it was some chips, and I just watched it all unfold. I'm gonna be honest with you. I had opinions, but I'm just gonna watch it because it's amusing to watch. And I watch people tear each other apart. Even to this day, there's still people in the comments of people that buy Shein clothes, and they're like, "Oh my goodness, like, why are you buying this? Like, you do know you're supporting like child slavery in those factories in China." Or you might see like people going into a store that is Shein and owned. I didn't even know Shein had stores. That is so out of the loop that I am. But people are like just attacking and destroying anybody that they feel like is associated with Shein. So I have thoughts, and my thoughts are still the same even after watching all of this go on. Because I feel like a lot of people got so engrossed in the morals of everything and talking about, oh, what is right and what is wrong. And, oh, I'm above you because I would never shop there and I would never buy those clothes, and pointing their fingers at people that were taking endorsements and, oh, their clothes are cheap and all of that. And it's like, if we really were to talk about China and their work culture,
80% of the people here work for Shein.
This is the beating heart of an empire. The machines seldom stop. More than a dozen workers told us they labour 75 hours a week in contravention of Chinese labour laws. Most have only one day off a month. And by the door, the end product, ready to be shipped to Europe, the UK, or the US.
this is the norm. This is not anything that is new. This has been going on for years. So if you have anything in your closet, anything, any type of technology that has made in China on it, that originated from China, heck, you might not even know it originated from China because nowadays they don't really even proudly broadcast it anymore. From the era I'm from, the 90s, They definitely did. There was a lot of like tags and stuff that just said made in China, or like they would have the engrave of like made in China, and it's like, and you see it, you don't think anything of it. But even back then, even before that era, there was always this workaholic, and we're talking about like mega extra Ultraman workaholic culture in Chinese society where people work, where the children work. The children work from young ages that are like unbelievable, but they feel like that this is worth ethic for them. They feel like that this is them teaching their children at a young age that, you gotta work for everything that you want, and there's no time to be lazy, there's no time to sit on your behind, there's no time for you to cry, there's no time for you to do any of this, because if you want a good life, if you don't want to be like your poor parents and be in a hole in the wall apartment, you gotta get out there and work. And sometimes you might even still be in diapers and still be delivering food and stuff to people. Like, they don't care. That's the culture that they live in. So Shein has a whole village in China. And it's in this sector of China in this city. And it's mostly like factories and also homes where people live. These people, they work more than 72-hour work weeks. So they will start from early in the morning, it's still dark outside, and work all the way until past midnight. These people also, they will sew, mend, do whatever they need to do, make these clothes. They are paid horribly. However, if they make a certain amount of clothing each hour or every few hours, they actually make a decent living. Even I still feel like they make it like maybe $1 in their money for like a shirt or a skirt. So that's why you'll see people like in these lines in the footage, and they're working. Cause they're like, we're getting money that we probably would not get anywhere else. And the economy, even in China, the economy is not looking too good. Like, the economy worldwide is falling. It is failing us. If you really think about it, it is not as good as it used to be. So, there's a lot of people that, like, where they can get work, wherever they can get some type of income to support their families, they do it. So you will see these people in these factories, and they're working. And you would think, like, with how a lot of Americans and a lot of people on the outside looking in are like, oh my goodness, this is horrible, and they're being treated badly. These people that are actually in the situations are not upset. They're not sad. Why? Because this is a part of their work culture. And to them, they feel like they're contributing. They feel like they're making money, and they're like, we're actually giving back to the world. Like, we feel like we're doing something right.
I am proud that our textile industry is providing the world with cheap and good quality goods. As a Chinese person, this is the contribution I should make.
The thrum of machines continues well into the night.
Even though they might be in horrible work conditions, even though they might not be getting the wages that they are supposed to, this has been going on for such a long time. So when I saw so many people like jumping down each other's throats and talking about, oh, you shouldn't be buying from them, or you have their clothes in your closet and you're supporting this and you're supporting that, and I'm just like, you all look so goofy. Y'all look so goofy. I think that's why, for like the duration of it, I just kind of sat and just watched it. And just kind of like ate snacks and watched it all go down, because it's like, you all don't realize that I'm pretty sure everybody in America has something made in China. And all that stuff that's made in China was probably made by a little kid. I'm going to let that sink in. I probably had something. You probably had something. Everybody probably had something that was made by some little kid in China. And the whole thing is, it's not even just for China only. Like, it's in India, it's in all these other places where little children are working and doing adult jobs. And they shouldn't be, but they are doing it. Why? Because that's their culture. So while people are trying to attack each other and go at each other's throats, I'm looking at them like, why are we thinking of better situations for these people? Because you're not going to change their culture. That's how it is. So how about thinking of solutions? Something like giving them breaks, In fact, longer breaks. I mean, they're working more than 72 hours a week. They should be getting breaks. They should be able to like have a room in the factory where they can lay down and go to sleep for a couple hours. They should be able to take shifts. Like I was looking at the footage and I'm like, these some hardworking people, like they need to be accommodated. They need higher work pay. They need vacation hours. They need to have paid time off. Like if you're gonna work that hard, you need to have something to accommodate you so that you're not going home and falling out and dropping dead, basically, in front of your kid. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of them that do that or just fall out from exhaustion and they're just like, they wake up and they think it's the next day and it's really like 2 months later. Because they've been working and like they don't really sleep. But they're doing this for their families. They're doing this for livelihood. And I can't knock them for that. I can't be upset with them for this because it's been going on the whole time. Now all of a sudden it's like now that they see a little piece of the inside of it, it's oh my god, oh my goodness. And it's like I can't stand people that want to be activists all of a sudden. And it's like, no, you gotta look at the whole issue. It's not just that one little thing that's been going on. You've been consuming it. Don't think it's just Shein. It's other places too. Where you probably have a lot of stuff that was made by little kids in China. So like when I see people and they're pointing fingers like, well, you shouldn't be wearing this. You shouldn't be wearing that. People are going to still wear it because people like bargains. People like discounts. We're going through inflation. We're going through a bad economy. People are trying to save money whatever way they can. And it's not just poor people either. It's rich people as well. Don't think that it's just poor people now because it's not. Everybody out here is struggling. So, I have no opinion as far as like what people should buy and what they shouldn't buy because the damage is done. But what I do look at is the situation that is the damage. How can we put band-aids on it? How can we bandage it up? How can we make the wound a little bit better? Because you can't go and tell the people to just stop doing what they've been doing the whole time because they're not going to stop. They're not. They're just not. And like I think you look kind of foolish saying that, especially coming from a place of privilege living in a country where you do have more rights than the people that you're talking about. And you're like, oh my God. And it's like, and the people that have more rights that live in America that don't realize they live in privilege still complain and still have so much to say. And it's like, no, actually you have more opportunities than these people do. So it's like, look at the whole picture. Use your head and look at the whole picture. Don't follow behind people or what other people say. And, it was a whole train of, oh my goodness, Shein is this and the people that buy from them is that. Now, mind you, I don't buy from Shein. Like, I don't really do online shopping like that. Like, I'm more of like a mall shopper guy, go in the store, buy what I want to buy. That's what I do. I like to do that, and even then, like, I'm a discount dude, too, like, I'll get stuff at discount, it'd be nice stuff, and it don't even look like it'd be on discount, but it do be on discount. And, it's just like, people are gonna buy what they want to buy. Chinese culture is gonna be Chinese culture. I think that there's ways to kind of tweak it where it's not so inhumane. Because it's like me eating meat and then looking and going to like a slaughterhouse and seeing how they kill the cows and the pigs and be like, oh my God, I didn't know. No, I didn't know. It's just I don't want to see it. So it's like the same thing. Like we all knew for years about the little kids working in factories, about the long work hours. Whenever I saw a Made in China sign, I knew it. I knew it from being young. That's what that was. Like, I didn't understand people just being so shocked and thinking like this is a new thing. It's not. So that's why when like this all came out, I'm like, why are people acting like this is something new? It's not anything new. It's very much in their culture. And it's gonna stay in their culture. But like what I worry about is like the people just falling out. It's like, what can we do? What can we propose so that the people stay healthy and that, even though they're going to keep doing what they do, it's not detrimental to the point like that they're losing their lives, because these people, they feel like from everything that is being shown, from what they show, is that they're content with doing this. And I think it's because otherwise they wouldn't have any other way of income if they didn't do this. And I actually think like the overall process of them making the clothes and being able to do that for such a long period of time is amazing. I don't look at it like, some people are looking up and like, oh my goodness, like the poor people. Like, I don't think that they see themselves as being like victims. I think they really just see themselves as working class people. And that's what I see when I see them doing what they do. And like, I think if you go to those people and like, oh my goodness, you're being like overworked, they're gonna be like, but I'm making money though. And like, not only that, I actually get paid like on the day I'm supposed to get paid. Like, I don't have to run around and beg people for my money. I get my money like I'm supposed to. And that's like the one thing I saw that's the argument that like a lot of the people that work at Shein say. They're like, we get paid when we supposed to get paid. And I'm like, dang, I'm like, what Temu doing? Is Temu not paying people? But yeah, you guys, this is a lot. This is a lot to think about. It's something to definitely think about, because it's like sometimes things are what they are, and it's like I don't think we should be fighting amongst each other. You wasting your time. Don't do that. People gonna do what they want to do. That's life. You say hey, and you move on and you worry about yourself. So follow my social media, mostly my Instagram. Also my blog, DJ Pop Culture. The link is always down in the description box below. I need to update that blog because I have not written anything on that blog in a minute. It's a new year and I haven't written anything since last year. And remember, be real, stay real, live in the real, and I will always be back. Thank you guys for watching. I don't know why I'm laughing. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Be safe out here.